Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're here today, you're already one step ahead of everyone else because you already took action and you're in charge with your time and you decided to do something for yourself. So please make sure that you make yourself comfortable for the next 2 hours. We're gonna be here and share a lot of valuable content. So just pour a glass of wine and lock the door and send your husband with the kids, or if you don't have any kids, just make sure that you turn off your phone and you get any distractions off, because the things that I'm gonna share with you, they are basically a roadmap, but it made me be successful in microblading and build a really great business. I'm gonna show how to get started, because that's the most important things that most of the people get stuck, or how to get started. You're gonna see later on that learning the skill is not actually the biggest struggle while you're getting into the microblading business. The biggest struggle is actually the mindset and how to actually take action and how to get started, and actually really to figure out if microblading is the right business for you or not. Because you might actually want to join microblading because it sounds as good as it sounds, and it sounds like amazing, and it is a truly amazing career, and I can't wait to share with you how microblading actually changed my life and my career and my daughter's life. But as much as it's such a great skill and such a great job, it comes with a lot of sacrifices, and there is a lot of work over there that not many people talk about it. So I'm gonna be here to show you actually the roadmap and what it takes in order to build a successful microblading business, and then it's up to you to figure out if you want to be part of this or not. I'm Irina Wynn. I am the author of The Art of Microblading, #1 bestseller book. I personally trained thousands and thousands of students, and Work Microblading has trained other thousands of students, and we have an amazing team of trainers, and every day it's a learning process, and nothing empowers me more rather than coming here and help you guys to succeed. And our proven success is the stories of our former students. As I was saying earlier, I was blessed to have an ambition, and I was blessed to learn microblading, and how this changed my life from being a single mom and being broke on the street and had literally zero money to take care of my daughter, to become a self-made millionaire under 25 years old. I think that was a pretty big achievement, but I'm not here to brag. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to actually show you what it is possible with microblading if you learn it on the right way. There are many proclaimed safe gurus over there in the industry, so I'm not here at all to show you that. I'm here actually to give you a blueprint how you could build your business and how you could be successful. How this came to be here today, I'm gonna do a presentation over here and how this works. Basically, I'm gonna show you what it takes to start in microblading, and then the next webinar we're gonna actually go in a class and see live what it takes to learn microblading. So you're gonna see the basics, what you actually learn in microblading, and you're gonna see a live model, and you're gonna be able to have questions answered. So please feel free to chat, and I have my amazing assistant Georgiana and Yesenia. They're answering your questions in real time. So I would like to know more about you, where you come from, what's your struggle, and why are you here today? Because in that way, the next presentation, I will be able to work closer to you guys to see how can I support you and how could I help you to build the business that you always wanted. So today, as I said, we're gonna talk about the mindset, and we're gonna talk how to get started and actually make you figure out what's your superpower, if microblading is the right fit for you or not. Because you might end up after 2 hours realizing that, okay, microblading is not the right fit for me. Thanks God I saved 10 grand in education and traveling and a lot of time, because I generally don't enjoy doing that. But before actually even consider to get trained, you should watch this, because I can promise you by the end of this presentation, you're gonna be able to know exactly if microblading is the right fit for you, if you're willing to put whatever it takes in order to be successful or not. And I'm not talking from the books, and I'm not talking from the articles from the internet. Microbladed myself thousands and thousands of eyebrows. I'm the creator of dual blade method. I've trained myself thousands of students, and our academy is one of the largest in the United States. And I'm very proud that I am #1 bestseller author for the book The Art of Microblading, which, by the way, you're gonna get it free if you stick till the end. So there are a lot of goodies coming over, and I'm not here to sell you anything. So again, get a glass of wine, get a popcorn, and just relax and enjoy the presentation. And at the end, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna answer all the questions that you guys have. Just to start a little bit about my background and about education and how much I value continuous education. So I always said to everybody, don't be too smart for extra education. There are a lot of people that they think they don't need the right education, but in order to evolve and to progress, I always tell you to go train yourself, learn the new trends, learn the new techniques in the marketing if you want to stay ahead of the curve. Because it's not only knowing a skill, it's about how you're gonna make money of the skill. It's like being a doctor, you're gonna always have to study for the rest of your life. If you're a lawyer, which is fun fact that I am a lawyer as a background, but we're gonna talk later about how I dropped being a lawyer to be a microblading artist. So it's always about educating yourself and keeping ahead of the curve, because if you just want to be basic and have like 2-3 customers a week, that's easy. But if you want to scale it till the rocket, you always have to know how to market yourself. And it's not about the skill that you know, it's about what you could provide to your customer and how customers can actually find out about you. Because again, you're gonna figure out that the skill is the least like problem that you're gonna have while you are in the microblading business. The biggest problem is gonna be how to find customers and how to actually scale it and make a business and have even people working for you while doing microblading. That's why for me to come and teach you over here, I'm telling you that I spent over 60 grand in education in the past few months, because I always want to know what's new in the industry and I want to be ahead of the curve. I even spent 43,000 in education in the past 30 days, and I'm not talking about traveling, and I'm not talking about the hotels and accommodation. I'm actually a member of the War Room, which is a membership which you can join only with invitation. It's a mastermind build together with like some very smart entrepreneurs. Only to join, the annual fees are 25 grand, and I just find out that now they are 35 grand, which is a little bit pricey. But in order to be able to come and teach you guys a lot of skills over here, I have to be there, because I'm literally sitting in a room with like people that they worth billions, and by learning from their successful stories and from their own mistakes is the only way that they can actually come here and help you guys to build your own businesses. There are a lot of people that they are like copywriters, they are like 10 million media buyers, 5 founders, they are venture capitalists, they are tech millionaires, and then they are people from weird businesses and very niche businesses. By example, here it's a picture with me and Naveen Jain, which is worth $8 billion. So basically you are watching this presentation for free. All those hassles and everything that we do in order to be able to help you guys to be ahead of the curve and come here today, it comes with a sacrifice. We give up time from our family, we give up time to spend with our friends to be able to educate ourselves and evolve. So if you want to remember something from here, don't be too smart for extra education, because you're gonna thank me if you listen to this advice for the rest of your life. I got to learn from some of the biggest leaders in the tech industry, in the e-commerce industry, in the health industry. Here are just like few names. I'm actually the youngest member, but again, I was blessed with an amazing ambition to succeed in life. Nothing stopped me. So I am here to show you that you could do that too. We can all be successful if we shift the focus away from ourselves to help others instead, and shine in a spotlight of giving more that we get. Our decisions shape our future, so we are always just step away from a substantial change. So use your time wisely. After all, it's the only valuable resource that you have. The number one question that I've always asked myself, it was how the hell I made it so far with so many obstacles along the way. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you my secret. There is no secret. You got to simply let all the negativity, forgiveness, and all that made it wrong to you, and never forget the lessons that come along the way. Once you have learned from your mistakes, the next step is just to move on. I'm not gonna get yourself bored more with people that I go to learn from, but what I'm gonna talk about now is gonna be define your mission. Actually, if you find out what's your superpower and what's your mission on this earth, it's gonna be much easier for you in order to figure out if this is the right path for you. For me, my path and my superpower, it was that I learned microblading. Despite of the fact that I barely perform any procedures anymore, because at this point I'm running a multi-million-dollar company, I know that no one can take away this skill from me. I might now scale businesses and work with entrepreneurs like you, but I'm an artist and I'm one of the most respected and well-known microblading artists in the world. In essence, my superpower, my talent, it's a set skill, and that's my security. Microblading has given me not only the lifestyle that my daughter and I needed, but the security knowing that no matter what life's gonna bring on my plate in the future, I will be okay. Regardless of where in the world I live, microblading will always be a high-cost procedure, and I will always have a very, very generous income. If you already have your superpower mapped out, high five for that. Get an ice cream, baby, because you actually earned it. If no, don't sweat it. It's not too late for you to get everything figured out and gain your lifetime security. Follow your heart, your passion, and your dreams wherever are your dreams, because there is only a code inside that you could crack it. It's your superpower. It's okay to fail, and it's okay to fail again, but it's not okay and it's actually unacceptable to quit. We don't quit here. We try again, and again until we make it. There are no limits, a part of our own beliefs. Don't limit your opportunities and shoot for the moon. If you don't reach it, that's fine. At least you land among the stars. My mission has been changed. At the beginning, I felt very empowered by the fact that I was helping my customers to gain more confidence, and they were feeling pretty. And when I was seeing those tears in the mirror while they were seeing themselves after they were getting their microblading done, it was priceless. I'm telling you, the top of all the money that I was making was priceless to see those women crying of happiness when their eyebrows look pretty and they were feeling more confidence. And even I knew that I was so perfectionist and I thought that my work sucked. And I was like, oh my God, I hope she doesn't see that corner, or I hope she doesn't see that. Guess what? They didn't see that. And you need to stop to be perfectionist and focus on the big pictures. Customers gonna love your work, and you have to be confident. And if you wanna remember something, you're not gonna move mountains if you're not confident. If you're not confident that you could do something and you're gonna be successful or confident on your own skill, I have to disappoint you, sister, but you're not gonna make it. You have to learn from being confident that you could make it, and that's period. You could make it. Back to my mission that time, when it was to help those women feel pretty, and I still enjoying that, but my focus has changed. Now I get like more joy by seeing you guys gaining financial independence and actually building your business. And let me tell you how everything started. If you look at those eyebrows right now in the corner up, those are my first eyebrows that I ever done. And I know they are awful, but guess what? We all start from there. And if you think that you are born with the talent or anything, I have to tell you that's a bullshit. It's all about the skill. It's about how much work you're gonna put and how much talent. It's not about talent here, it's about time. It's about the dedication and commitment. Those are my first eyebrows that I ever done. And trust me, those people were living with tears of happiness. And actually the other day when I was doing a presentation, I was seeing a lady that I've done her eyebrows like 5-7 years ago. I don't even remember when. And she was like, come back to Oslo, I want my eyebrows done. Like, it's about the confidence that you give to those women and the relationship that you actually build to your customer. But we're gonna talk later about it. I just wanted to show you where I came from. Look at those eyebrows. If I go now in any single training that we are providing within the United States, and we have like 8 trainings every single month in different cities, every single student, well, not every, but I will say 95%, majority of the students, their first live model is gonna look better than my work after 3 months. Why? Because we constantly evolve, and we're perfecting our technique in order to help our students to have the best eyebrows and the most realistic results. I'm gonna tell you how I got started in microblading, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever bought something from someone you have been following for a while? That was me, by the way, buying a training after following an artist for 1 year. So you're gonna see that probably most of you are following me for a while. Some of the people I could see that they are signing up to our trainings, and they are literally following me since 2015, 2016. So it took a while for them till they pulled the trigger, but again, it was not too late. So it's not too late for you either. But I could see generally my customers, I will always talk with my customer, how long were you following me? How long did you consider before you got microblading? So I was actually figuring out that people will know everything about my life. They knew everything about my daughter, what she eats at breakfast, everything I share on social media. So that was me about that trainer. She was an amazing artist, nothing to say about her. Work was wonderful. So I first done my eyebrows to her, and then I was curious about microblading. And then I just wanted to learn more about it, and that was me taking the training, which was not the best. We didn't have any sanitary things by that time. It was awful. There are like no health regulation requirements, no licensing, no certification. So basically back that time it was a jungle. Everybody could do microblading. So as much as she was an artist, an amazing artist, she was an awful trainer, because she brought us there to show us how incapable we are to actually perform microblading, and that she's an amazing trainer and she's an amazing artist, which again, no doubt, she's an amazing artist, but she made it look like it's impossible. You have to be born with a talent in order to be able to succeed in microblading, which is a bullshit. So I remember I've been to this training, and again, if you know my story, you know that I'm not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I'm coming from poverty. And I remember I paid 600 euro for that training, which was enormous. That's like about 800 bucks right now. That was like, I had to work so hard for those money, and they were all my savings. So I got this training, and of course it was pretty awful. And I left with a very sour taste in my mouth, and the only thing I told that trainer, it was, in 6 months I'm gonna be better than you. And of course everybody was on the floor, and she was laughing, and she was like, yeah, good luck, because she was already an established artist, and she was doing amazing, and she thought that she's gonna share the pie if she's teaching other fellow artists how to actually perform microblading. But she didn't understand that she could grow the pie bigger by helping others and providing value, and give value for those people and their hard-earned money that they pay her training. And by, you know, there is no competition for you guys. You have to understand that. You're artists. Competitions are for horses and not for artists. There are so many customers and so many women that they need their eyebrows done. You have no idea. Even if you have a girl that she's working 5 feet from you, you're not gonna have competition with her, because you're gonna have a different clientele, you're gonna have a different sales pitch, you're gonna have a different marketing strategy, you're gonna have a different niche, and there is literally praise for both of you. 20% of your customer will get this service from you. Basically, if you multiply that with 700, which is just the average in the microblading industry for the service, let's see how much can you make, how much money can you make with absolutely zero extra advertising. How much do you need to make to get to that level? What are you willing to do to make this happen? The opportunity is there for you. So when you put your head on the pillow and you know that you have done something for yourself, you know that you're getting yourself on a path to be successful for your family, for yourself, for your kids, for your spouse, that's the thing that you should focus mostly on you. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you're gonna burn your own bridge, girlfriend. So you have to make sure that you first invest in yourself. Investing in yourself should be the focus number one. It should not be an option. And I'm not telling only about the investing yourself as financial. I'm talking about invest time in yourself, invest in learning your skill, invest in doing something meaningful for yourself, investing new in something that actually makes you happy. It's a huge difference between a purchase and an investment, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's say you go to Starbucks and you're buying a cup of coffee, right? That's a purchase, and it's like a reflex, and most of you are spending money in a cup of coffee. But then if you talk about the investment, and I do have a pretty big smile on my face because I'm actually like getting out from the bank after I deposit some money into my retirement account and in my daughter education account. That's actually what I talk about it. To get that six-figure income, you need to make just $8,000 a month. Did you hear me that? If you don't trust me, go ahead and make a math on your calculator. Just divide 100,000 at 12 months and you have to make only 8,000 a month in order to be able to have a six-figure income. What's stopping you today from achieving your dreams is my question over here. Level up, girlfriend. That's why you're here. And I'm very sure that if you're here today, you want to do something with your life and you have thought about it and you just don't know how to start, or you're lost in the path, and if you don't know if this is the right opportunity for you. Have you ever felt lost? Think about it and don't be shy. I feel lost every day because every day life comes in our way and we don't know what we want, and when we have something we always want more, and when we have money we want more time with family. So it's always compromising for whatever it's a priority at that given point for your life. But if you know what is your path and where you're going, you're good. I was in this situation over here. So let's talk about the college for a second. Unless you're actually gonna graduate from a very top university and you're gonna end up having a corporate job, which in fact, I see a lot of people dropping their corporate job because they don't feel fulfilled and they are tired of 9-to-5 life and they want to do something that is more part-time for them while they spend more time with their family. So my point is, unless you graduate a university that is very prestigious, is wasting of your time. By the time you're finishing that university, the skill set that you got, it's already gone. Let's say you're finishing, I don't know, marketing. By the time that you're finishing your 4 years university or 5 years or whatever you're going, a master degree, there's gonna be a new online platform and it's gonna be a new social media platform, and people will make money from very different ways. By example, me, when I announced that I would switch gears, no one believed in me, not even my mom. I still remember her words to me. She was saying, "Are you becoming an esthetician instead of a judge? Are you out of your mind?" Those around me began to throw bricks at me, and I truly believed that I was making the biggest mistake of my life, of course, right? But guess what? I picked up every single brick they threw in the way and I used it to build one of the largest vocational schools that teach microblading in the United States of America, and here we are today. What I thought was initially a trend, but before that trend became a long-term service, become so popular that Hollywood celebrities and all over the world, females wanted to have it. The surge in popularity created millions of dollars in the revenue for our former students and put microblading on top of a service, and it's not gonna go anywhere soon, I promise you that. It's the reason that I never trust the trend will remain temporary, but my business is living proof that trends don't fade away. If you need another example, let's talk fun fact here. Just look at the Bitcoin. You'll need to illustrate how powerful cryptocurrency is. It's the power that is speak itself. I mean, it's a digital currency, it's basically non-existent, and yet Bitcoin has become one of the strongest threads in the financial industry. Despite all the regulation, rumors, attempt to bash it, Trump and Warren Buffett or wherever, it's still there and it doesn't go anywhere. And the same analogy holds true for microblading. As much as outsiders try to knock microblading down, it's on demand and it only increased the demand. As I was talking earlier, this was me and my mom screaming at me exactly how is this child over here, and the kid basically is just covering the ear because he's tired of the nonsense. And basically, like my daughter, I will tell her what to do and she's gonna be tired and she's gonna be like, I can do whatever I want. And this is pretty much the society and how we're going towards. And I told you earlier the story that how I got to start in permanent makeup after throwing €600 down the drain. That was basically the worst $600 that I ever spent in my life, but in the same time, it was the best motivation for me to succeed and actually to prove everybody, including myself, that I can be successful. I told you earlier that I did not learn anything apart of how to mutilate actually someone's face. And the top added bonus that I didn't mention earlier, this instructor gave all her students a lesson in gossip with concentration on making us feel like idiots. I left the class feeling like a loser who will never be able to do any tattoo again for eyebrows, right? And actually, again, I thought that that was the best decision that I ever had it in my life, because I trade money for an experience, and I can never, ever, ever replace that, because it was the biggest push that it made me succeed. Now, fun fact, let's talk back to the college, because why I'm so pissed about the college is because I spent it 4 years from my life being involved in this college and studying and studying and studying to figure out that after I passed the college and I got all the way to be a lawyer, I just didn't want it to be average. So let's look at this picture. You could see me being in that corner. Yeah, look at the smile on my lips right now. But don't look only at my smile, look at everybody's smile, how happy we are. This is the graduation party and look how happy we are. Guess what? You know how many of those people from here are judges or lawyers? None, including I. I have a license and I've never picked it up. None of us. So we're really excited that we wasted 4 years of our life. The world is moving fast, girlfriend. That's the bottom line, and it's moving same like your opportunity. Learn to learn and take the 1% advantage rule. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. This is me, and this is my dear dad. And this is one of my, despite of the fact that I had a very bad childhood and I don't have a mom, this is one of my happy memory while I was a child. While playing Monopoly with my dad, it's not about the game. I remember that I learned one of the highest values that I could possibly ever get. It was to be responsible and to manage my finances and wake up and go for my dream. I play to win and I understand the rules of the game. And now let's talk about you. Did you understand the rule of the game and what it takes for you to dominate the game and actually to be open to new opportunity, to help people, to bring value to their lives? People don't want to buy a product or a service from you. They want the result. How can you improve their appearance? How can you boost their confidence? How could you make them feel prettier? What is the price that you're willing to pay to follow your dream? And why? Because the best investment that you could do is to invest in yourself. Pass the bridge and burn it and make sure that you never look back. And let's talk about the real investments here, investing in yourself and educating yourself and pursue your dream. Because if you have a shitty career that is not like fulfilled with anything, like what's the point in life? Again, you only live once and you don't want to be miserable for the rest of your life. And if you ask yourself if it is something that you could say to yourself 10 years ago, what would you say to yourself? Just be honest with yourself and think, what would you say to yourself? Oh God, I don't even want to get there to say what I will say to myself. That's gonna be a pretty tough one. To be a master microblading trainer, I developed a curriculum and I began to teach small groups how to perform microblading procedure. And one of the course, since I generally count progress in months rather than years, it didn't took me long to raise one of the most acclaimed training in the world. And remember, by that time there was nobody training in the industry. And how did I start it? I started by people asking me, please come and teach me, because nobody was actually providing the training program. You remember that was like the competition thing, that nobody wanted to share a skill. People were thinking that that is gonna be competition, but again, there is no competition. They're literally customers for every single market and for every single of you. So I thought by coming and sharing actually and teaching people how to do the proper way, that will be a way more beneficial, because I can help other artists express their art and help other women feel gorgeous. And what set me apart from other trainers was that I didn't see this just as a job. I care about my students like I care about my baby. I wanted to hold their hands. I was on top of them to see them successful. I never let them make a mistake, and yet I was raw and mean at the time. And again, you can't make everybody happy, because at the end of the day, you're not an avocado, you know? I saw tears of frustration, but at the end I know I made a long-lasting and lifetime impact in my students' life. I saw many of them entering my training courses struggling paying their mortgages, or only 3 to their career as microblading artists. Now they are cashing out 400,000 in a year. And that's right, 400 grand a year. I actually interviewed a girl, I saw her testimonial a few days ago. She's from Oklahoma, and she's doing about 80 customers a month. And one of our girls made a small math. She's charging only $300 a customer, and she's making 25 grand a month. And she's in a small city in Oklahoma. So could you imagine that? Like how her life has been changed? That's actually what brings joy and what drives me, you know? I shared every single tip that I learned myself, and I learned that more I tested, and I wanted to teach them more and more and see them successful, because at the end of the day, confidence and have somebody got their back is what actually those artists needed. Those days I traveled frequently, and I was back and forth between 3 different continents training students, serving high-end clients and overseeing our beauty studios was really exhausting. So then I took it to the next level. I kept improving my training program, taking students back into the account, and already while I was considered one of the top game in the industry, I created World Microblading. I started out with a 2-day, 3-day training till I figured out that 5-day training was the most compressive one, because I tested every single type of the training. I tested 2-day, I tested 1 day, I tested 7-day. But I figured that despite of the fact that we offered a 3-day class and the 5-day class, I figured that the most compressive training was the 5-day class, because people were getting to train in 4 live models, carefully supervised by the trainer, and they were learning additional techniques like saline removal, or learning ombre effect and shading and shade and strokes. So they got a way more time. 99.9% of the customers that they left a 5-day class, they could go ahead and build actually a career out of it. And even the ones, the 0.1 that they didn't make it and they felt they needed more time, we offer, you know, satisfaction guarantees. So in case that they don't feel comfortable, they could come back again and train for free. That's why how confident I was that our training programs, they were the most compressive, because in case that you don't make it, there is like 0 risk, because we were training them again for free. I felt like I was working 25 hours out of 24 hours every single day, Monday to Sunday, from early morning till I literally could not stay awake anymore. Once the class was over, we were going to another city, and even though I was younger than most of our students, I will still enjoy holding their hand and listen their story and see how can I actually improve them and how can I help them actually move that needle. I was having a lot of fun with our student, and I was staying very humble during this time, and I always encourage our students to provide. Sharing is caring, and giving away everything that you have. I don't think I ever had a more rewarding feeling rather than giving microblading free of charge for people that they suffer of chemotherapy. I'm gonna share with you guys how actually the entire microblading process looks like, and you're gonna be able to see the right before and the right after. What's amazing about the dual blade method is that it creates very thin strokes for a very hyper-realistic result. The special hand tool is very thin to prevent scarring on the client's skin. The healing time is much shorter than with any other method, so your customers can go away, can come back right away to the work and people won't notice what is over there. So it's less damaging for the skin, which is really amazing. I'm gonna share over here some of the results, which they are really amazing. If you look on those women's eyebrows, you could see that we could actually reshape it, but still in a way very natural. There are two types of people. There are ladies that they want to get their silicones, their boobs done, but they don't want people to know that they actually had the surgery over there, but they still want to have like a nice enhanced breast. Or they're the type of customers that they want everybody to know that they got their boobs done and they're like huge and they don't look natural at all. Well, microblading is not for that. Microblading is meant to bring more defined shape to your eyebrows, but in the same time look very natural and flawless. So if you want to have a very drastic, huge change, microblading might not be the right option for your customer. So it's meant to be natural, very noticeable, and just to bring, basically just to perform the eyebrows and fill up the gaps and actually give a great shape. This is actually one of our student result during the class. This was her first live model, so her work was really amazing. Say hi! Hi! Let's see your model today. Your first model ever?
Yeah.
And she's a plastic surgeon.
Right? I was like watching the news last night. I'm like, I think I should be here today. I don't know. It's not very safe here right now.
You've done an amazing job. Thank you.
I'm in Boston. Yeah. I would take you. Well, this reminds me of
Trina, you did a great job assisting her.
Yeah.
Those brows. First job ever.
Amazing.
Yes. You could go ahead and wipe the other eyebrow. Those are the brows of the day.
Plastic surgeon from Dubai did really well.
Yep.
You are welcome. They come all the way from Dubai.
Next we are going to Dubai to her. Try to wipe it in the hair, the direction of the hair growing. The other way. It's much easier.
Yeah. Those look amazing.
Before the customers see them, you have to tell her that they're not gonna be that thick and they're not gonna be that dark, so she don't get scared when she looks in the mirror. So they will get lighter, but they look amazing. Open your eyes, please. Ready? You're live.
Oh wow.
Here, hold it.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God.
You like them?
I do.
I'm still sharing with you to see how natural it could be. The color, it will fade away up to 30% and the shape, it will shrink slightly. And again, microblading is meant to give a very natural, flawless, and the eyebrows are meant to be sisters and not twins. So don't focus on having like perfect eyebrows, just focus on making those eyebrows to every single of your customer look natural and look flawless, right? And you should always work with your customer to see what are the desires, you know, because sometimes you might not be the right artist for your customer. By example, here we could see that with microblading we can fix failed old tattoos. This particular lady had like some gray eyebrows that they were like not really pretty and she wanted them to look more natural. Over here we see how it looks healed. She had previous red eyebrows and we fixed it. So you see that you could fix quite a lot of things with eyebrows if it is performed properly. Let's talk about the career opportunity for a bit. The average procedure of microblading is $800 and it takes about 2 hours to complete. Yes, it's about $400 an hour, which is really achievable as a microblading artist. The average microblading artist takes about 3 customers a day. Which it roughly gets you with 72 customers a month. I told you the lady from Oklahoma, she has about 80 customers a month and she's in Oklahoma. Don't forget about that. And yeah, you're right. That's $57,600 in monthly revenue. minus the disposable tools, which they cost about $25 average for customer, and now we are talking about using top-notch tools in the entire industry. That's gonna let you with $55,800 a month before taxes and before overheads, but without tips. So you know that in beauty industry people are living quite of a generous tip, so you're gonna be able to make a really consistent income. And let's see other proof of success. Sherry, by example, from Washington, she started in December and she made $48,000, which it lead her on $8,000 a month. We have Simone, which is from Colorado, and she made about $260,000 in microblading, which lead her on $21,000 a month. Just with microblading. I'm not counting any other services that she's actually providing, right? So I still remember Simone. She was one of my students in Vegas back in 2016. She could hardly pay her bills when she first came to our class. She was having a job as a nurse, and I don't remember if she was a nurse or she was a dental assistant, or she was anyway somewhere in the health industry, and she absolutely hated her job. Then we have Natasha, which she's a hustler. She made just less than under 400,000. And her goal actually was to make 500,000, which she was pretty pissed off. So when we asked her, what stopped you to make 500,000? She was like, yeah, I got pregnant and I was 7 months pregnant, and my child was kicking my belly, so I basically couldn't stay on the top of my customer, and that was the year was not even finished, but she had to stop because she gave birth, and she couldn't work because of her medical condition. But you could see that it's really achievable, and it has been achieved by other people. But that was really funny that she was like pretty pissed that she couldn't make 500 grand. But Natasha, I'm sure that you're gonna be able to make 500 grand this year now that you gave birth to your child. We have thousands and thousands of student testimonials, and their life has been changed. I'm gonna let them talk, and I'm gonna let them share with you their story, because their journey has been amazing. I can't be more fortunate, and I cannot be more thankful that I was being part of their journey, and I get to see their results every single day, and they are popping all over and all over. And every day I can see in our community a testimonial, which is amazing. Like, it's what drives me and what makes me happy, because at the point they are not the money that you make anymore, is the impact again that you bring in people's lives. And knowing that I, as a single mom and struggling to make a living and make all the way here from a very poor country, to be able to impact those people's life, I just can't describe the feeling that I have every single day when I see their successful stories, and when I get to talk with them, and when they actually send me cards and flowers, and you know, when they are thanking me for changing their life. And you're gonna get to see them as well, because they are in our community every single day trying to help other people. Some of them, they become part of our team. They become part of our training team, because they love to share their knowledge after several years, and they took their career to the next level.
I actually have a better knowledge of what microblading is all about. I feel before taking this course, I had no idea what it actually entails. So better informed for sure, great hands-on experience, great teacher. So I feel very prepared that now that I finished this class, I'm not nervous about microblading, and I know what to do, I know what to get, and I'm really excited to start my business.
I feel extremely confident. I've always been into microblading, and now that I've taken this 6-day course, I'm so glad I did, because I just feel like the 3-day course would not have been enough.
I loved my instructor. Teddy is awesome. She shares everything with you, her experiences, like how to start it, or if you had any questions regarding microblading or customer experience, she is wonderful. As far as instruction, she's clear. She takes her time. You don't feel rushed. You don't feel like you're not learning enough. It's more than enough information, actually.
What was most beneficial for me was having hands-on with my clients and having more than just one client.
I think having the extra 3 days, having the real models, having real demonstration, and even the time that we took to practice on latex, just getting that skill. I even tried it on myself, but it really helped. And it really calmed my nerves as far as the first time I tried microblading or on a real person.
The hands-on training is no doubt really important. How much they stress the attention to detail and taking it slow and not skipping any steps. She's tough on you, I'm gonna be honest, but it's what you need, especially if you're needing that extra help and you're needing that guidance. She's gonna be there.
I feel like she helped me anytime I needed help and gave me the confidence to start working on clients.
Class is amazing. I was super unsure about it. I was on the fence for a while because it's, it's money and it's a good amount of money, but it's 100% worth it.
We're all ready to get out there and just try to have our own little venture with microblading.
Hey there, I'm Carrie Bentley. I'm the CEO of Life Hack Bootcamp, and Irina is one of the most talented women I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. She is a brilliant leader. She's achieved so much despite fantastic odds in her life, and plus she has a heart of pure gold. So if you are considering joining Fab Life Society, you have an opportunity to participate in that, then don't hesitate, okay? Her program has all sorts of valuable tools and trainings and insights from top leaders who she's personally met throughout her journey to success. And she specifically designed this program to get you from wherever you are now to that level of success that you've always wanted. So if you have the chance, don't wait, participate.
How do you feel now that you have completed the training, and what are your plans to do now?
So I feel like I've learned a lot out of the microblading training. It was tough in the beginning and in the middle, but towards the end it all started to click, and I'm excited to go back to my salon and show my coworkers what I've done in the time that I was here. Also be able to offer a new service at the salon. So in the next couple of months I'll be doing clients on and off to try to build my skills a little bit more, and then also prepare the salon to bring in the service, which will take a little bit.
How was the trainer?
I had Nina, and she was actually really good. She was down to earth. If there was any issues that we had, she was very upfront with fixing them, and she was very energetic in getting us to learn the actual technique, and she was there for us when we did have the struggles, so it was great.
What did you like most about the class?
I think the best thing about the class was just kind of going through and being able to see like day by day the actual progression, and when you did need assistance from it, it's just the one-on-one capability of the class. You're not just a number, you're a person that has difficulties learning it, and if you do, the instructor's there to help.
Would you recommend the class and why?
I would recommend it, again, just because of the one-on-one ability to be with your instructor, but also the 3-day course, being able to do 3 people before you leave here is a tremendous help. I don't think with just the first person I would have been able to walk out the door feeling certified and also prepared to do it. So the 5 days was definitely good, and I would highly recommend the 5 days.
You have completed the course, and what are your plans to do now?
I feel really good. I'm really excited, and I plan on getting in and starting perfecting everyone's brows, just doing some brows and just making them perfect, making everyone's eyebrows perfect, naturally perfect.
How was the instructor?
Really good. I really enjoyed Nina. I actually probably keep calling her with questions. Yes, her and Brittany both. I love them both.
What was your favorite thing about the class?
Just the people and learning about it.
Would you recommend the class and why?
Yes, I would recommend it because they're teaching you the right things you need to know and not fishtailing.
How do you feel now that you have completed the microblading training, and what do you plan to do now?
I feel really confident, and I feel like I'll be able to take on a lot of clients with some good professional skills that I've learned throughout the course.
And how is your instructor?
She was amazing and definitely very thorough in teaching and always with us every step of the way in case we needed her, so I really felt supported throughout the course as well.
What did you like most about the class?
I really liked the different types of teaching methods. So I liked being able to watch videos. I liked being able to practice hands-on on the latex. I also liked being able to practice on models, of course, and see the teacher practice on models as well.
Were there any other things that you liked about the course?
I liked all the other students in the course, actually. I feel like it was really good to meet people from different backgrounds, and everyone shared their own kind of perspective of it. So
Would you recommend this class, and why?
I would definitely recommend this. I feel like it's really good training, especially the 5-day training. So I think that it was a really great course.
How do you feel now that you have completed the microblading training, and what do you plan to do now?
I feel really confident in myself, and I feel like I can start right away. Right now, I'm going to start to work in my salon and get everything set up and start going.
How was your instructor?
She was great. She helped me with everything, and she definitely made me feel more confident in my work.
What did you like most about the class?
I like how it was super in-depth. It just went over everything that you needed to start.
Did you like any other things about the class?
Yeah, I liked how a lot of us worked as a group together, how the girls were really great, and we were all super helpful with each other.
Would you recommend this class, and why?
Absolutely. I think you get the full experience, get all the knowledge, and definitely everything that you need to start microblading.
How do you feel now that you completed the advanced microblading training class with MJ, and what are you going to do now?
I feel good. I feel confident. I feel excited, anxious to get back home and start. I'm going to be working out of a salon back home.
What do you like most about the class?
MJ. She's a really good trainer. I learned a lot from her. Even from the first day, I felt comfortable and excited to get to class every morning.
That's good. What other things do you like about it?
I liked learning the techniques. I liked just learning the whole process. Everything to me was interesting.
Would you recommend this class, and why?
Yes, I would. They provide you with books, all the tools that you need to start your own business once you get home. So they provide you with information on tools and pigments and where you can find them. So MJ was a great trainer too. That's why I would choose the World Microblading.
How do you feel now that you've completed the advanced microblading training, and what are you going to do now?
I feel like I have learned so much with this 5-day training. I can't imagine actually even doing the 3. The last couple of days really give you a lot of insight on what colors to use, how to fix any mistakes, how to fix other people's mistakes. So I feel like it's extremely important to take the whole 5-day class.
How was the instructor?
The instructor was amazing. Simone is full of knowledge, a lot of knowledge. And of course, you're great too, Tina. Having that assistant is awesome because I know Simone, it's going to be hard for her to try to get everything everybody needs in classes.
What did you like most about the class?
I really love how we got to bring in our own models. I wasn't sure at first if you guys provided them for us, but since I live in Tennessee and had to come to Atlanta, I really like how we got to bring our own people, and that way we can follow up with them in a month.
And would you recommend this class to others?
100%, just because if someone wants to get trained for microblading, I feel like World Microblading is probably going to be the best company to come get trained for.
How do you feel now that you've completed the advanced microblading training, and what are you going to do next?
I feel very confident about it. It was a great course. She was very patient and worked very individually with me, so I really appreciate that. Next, I'm going to go home and get some more training.
How was the instructor?
She was wonderful. She was very patient, full of knowledge. She answered every question, so she was really good.
What other things did you like about the class?
The live models were great. It's great to have live models to work on.
Would you recommend this class to others?
Absolutely. Yes, it was a great class.
How do you feel now that you've completed the advanced microblading training, and what are you going to do next?
I'm really excited. I have wanted to do this for so long, and I'm glad I did it with you guys. I might try to find a spot where I'll be able to practice by myself, like set up my own business.
Awesome. And how was the instructor?
She was great. Like, she kept going back over stuff that I didn't understand, and sometimes when I felt like, okay, I didn't really get this, she went over it a lot of times, which was super great, and I felt like she was really great.
What did you like most about the class?
I would say it covered a lot of stuff, especially for people that don't have a background in beauty, not a cosmetologist or anything like that. It covered a whole lot. You just have to practice.
When I'm actually telling you to focus on your future and gain financial independence, I always thought about the simple thing. If you could cut a check for a problem, you don't really have a problem. So I will always focus how to actually have money to be able to pay for the things that I need, rather than focus of how to stretch and be panic, how would I pay my mortgage, how would I pay my daughter therapy, and so on, whatever are your responsibilities in life. So if you actually focus on how to have a stream of income that you'll never need to be worried about anymore, basically all your problems will be solved. Actually, one of the challenges we have in the modern life is that there are so many options with so many great things, and there are so many great things through the life that they are waving and coming through our attention, that if we don't manage our modern life, that will manage us. Part of managing is just making the right choices, what we feel that it's important for us, and really focusing our gut in things that we want to pursue towards our passions, our dreams, and where we really want to focus our time and energy. There is no way in the hell we're gonna have to have a lasting large success without having confidence, because without confidence you are not going to take massive action and learning from what doesn't work, changing our approach until we get where we want to get, is what actually make us success in a very long-term time thinking. And you know, it's not the smartest kid who always have the A on the school that become actually the superstar. It's the one who have the incredible amount of the confidence to go to do amazing things with their life. And actually, I always tell people that you should not laugh of the people that they have B and C and D and don't come to the classes and they are outside the boxes, because fun fact, usually in life they become your bosses because they have that ambition to succeed and they are outside the box and they see the world in a totally different way than people that they are always like in time and see the life straight and have like only A's and they are by the book. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong by being like inside the book and like do everything like your teacher says, but the only ones that actually make history, they're the ones that are always completely different and see the world in a different path. Whenever you pursue a career, no matter it's a career in microblading or it's a career in anything that makes you feel fulfilled. No amount of money will make you happy unless you find internal satisfaction. Don't forget that. Combining that with more money is the next level for the real fulfillment. Don't pursue a career just because it's great paid unless you're really passionate about it, because you're gonna end up having a miserable life with a lot of money. And don't ever forget you're amazing, and let the world see that incredible part of you every single day. Fall in love with yourself every single day before anyone else does that. Don't settle for things just being okay. Don't accept that. Don't say things like my relationship is good enough. Instead say my relationship might not be perfect, but I'm gonna work hard and make it better. Strive for greatness every part of your life. When you settle just for okay, whatever it comes for your job or your relationship, you lose out so much joy in your life. Say no for just being okay. Get out that term from your life, because unconsciously that means you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you don't deserve better. Other people are gonna be happy and they have abundance, but you don't. Is good enough for you? Hell no! You should strive for perfect. Stop telling yourself things that they are okay, because you are settling for just average. Just say to yourself, my life is not perfect right now, but it could be better. It's okay today, but I'm gonna go for more tomorrow. I know you're going for more, so just keep going. Just okay is not okay. It's not good enough. Not for our students and not for the people that we are trying to help over here. There is a next level in your life, and you're gonna go get it and you're gonna grab it for yourself and do something meaningful with your life. When you consider a career in microblading and when you're practicing and when you're at the beginning of your role, remember, do the absolutely best you can, even if you hate it, until the next level kicks in. And it doesn't matter what it is, always give 110%, and I promise you're gonna succeed. So basically to the next webinar, we're gonna go ahead in a class and I'm gonna show you step by step how actually microblading procedure is done.